Hello and welcome to Daybreak Extra, the extra show that gives you everything on an extra level. Well, as we know, we have lots and lots of things to show you today. Get to learn a little something, have a little fun, and of course sit back, relax and chill because it is the weekend. As usual, I'm not alone in the studio.
Extra, read all about it
Exactly.
or watch all about it right here on Trust TV. It is indeed a beautiful weekend, and the weekend, spells everything interesting, when it comes to fun, when it comes to just, relaxing, when it comes to, working as well. Some people actually work weekends,
Exactly.
but then it is a beautiful, beautiful time of the week. And, like my co-anchor said, he's not alone. I am Dashan Husseina Usman. Have you introduced yourself today?
I really haven't, actually. I am Ibrahim Yusuf, and together we will be taking you on this ride that is Daybreak Extra. So we have lots of things for you today. We get to have fun, we get to learn one or two things, and of course we get to do something that I'm very I look forward to on Daybreak Extra. We get to.
When you say you look forward to, are you talking about the odd stories or... we have a few guests on the show as well.
Yes, exactly.
And, in time we'll get to introduce them to you. We also have an artist. He'll be coming in on the show later on, and we'll be interviewing him, to find out, his journey, and everything about what he does when it comes to music. But then we'll be back after the break for fun facts.
Updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. TrustTV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. It is still Daybreak Extra on Trust TV, and as you can tell, we're super psyched to be here today. All right, on fun facts, we will start with a very interesting fact. Now, when I see someone doing something, chivalrous, yes, or something courteous, or just being a good person, what do I say? I say that person is nice. Oh, this is nice.
Exactly.
When someone says nice, the first thing, it immediately uplifts your spirit, and it is a positive compliment. But did you know that the word nice used to mean stupid in the early 1300s?
So in the 1300s, if I say somebody is nice, I'm actually saying that person is stupid.
But just see how times have actually changed.
Exactly. And the language has actually changed and has evolved just like people actually do evolve. But the evolution is quite stark. I mean, like from nice meaning stupid to nice being a good person.
Good compliment.
You understand.
And when you do something good or when you achieve a milestone and they say, oh, nice.
Nice, exactly.
You know how it feels.
So in the 1300s, it was like, stupid.
Stupid. I said, I think it is, how do I call it? It is a calm way of insulting someone back then in 1300s. Like, like if you did something that didn't make sense, I would be like, oh, Ibro, what you did was so nice. What does that mean? It was so stupid.
Yeah, well, but now you can actually say it in a way that it actually means stupid, if even now, depending on how you say it.
Exactly.
You understand? Depending on how you say it.
But then words have actually evolved. You know, a lot of words that used to mean one thing back then mean something totally and absolutely different.
Exactly.
You know, these days.
Exactly.
So,
in addition to the ones that are obsolete, that you don't even use them anymore now.
Definitely.
You understand?
And you know, according to, you know, while I was reading about the word nice, I actually came across an article that says nice is one of the most useless words.
Really?
Yes, one of the
Really?
most useless words. Yes, because why do
Why
you
is
say
that?
why do you come out to say nice? You're being nice.
Yes,
What does it mean?
you're a nice person.
You know, a lot of people actually feel you use it to cover up. You know, it actually kind of still means the same thing even now.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It means a lot of people feel when you say, "Oh, that's nice," or you know how I want to ignore you, or I don't feel like listening to what you're saying, and then you know when you're done talking, and
You
I'll be
just
like,
say
"Oh,
nice."
nice."
Yes, but still, let's look at it in a different context. Okay, fine. I see something I like. Then what
Oh,
do
I
you
like
say?
this. It's nice.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't actually mean it's stupid.
Does the tone determine what it means as well?
Exactly. It was just nice. I mean, like, so, you know, and it depends on how you say it. All right, so what you did was nice. You understand?
Yeah, I love what you did yesterday. It was nice.
It's nice.
Okay, well, moving away from that particular fun fact, it will take you about 30 years to count to 1 billion. Did you know that?
So if I start now, I'll
In the
finish.
next 30 years, you know you're just 16.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, count.
So by the time I finish, I'll be 46. So I'll still be a young man. You know?
My goodness,
Yes.
count to 30 and, you know,
I'll still be a young man by the time
No,
I
but
finish.
you know, I seriously don't mind as long as, you know, we're talking about Benjamins.
Well,
You know, if it's Benjamins,
but
I don't
if-
mind counting to 1 billion until
but
I'm
if you
30.
if you spend 30 years counting,
You know, I'm just one.
if I'm 16, then that makes me one. So but if you spend all your time counting, if you spend 30 years counting the money, when will you spend it?
Where will I spend it?
You
Okay,
won't
I don't
have the
mind
time to
adding a
spend it.
few extra years though.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't mind as long as I get, you know, some time to spend it.
So-
you know, there's something about counting. You know, when you just sit down counting to 1 billion, it's boring. But when you have substance,
Okay, something to look forward to. Okay, so you get so like you get the billion,
like
you get the $1
money.
billion in front of you and say,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Once you finish counting this, then you can start spending it. So at 46, what can I do at 46?
Do you know you have a lot of people who have worked like how many years and
Yes.
still don't get to see such amount or own such an
exactly.
amount? But if you're told in 30 years you get to spend the 1 billion, then you're not.
And we're actually being told to enjoy what we do.
Exactly.
So if that's your job for the next 30 years, then definitely you'll love that.
Exactly, and your severance package
Exactly.
is the money.
So you'll definitely love that.
Okay, moving on to another fun fact. Ibra?
Well, you see, we all have this thing about exercising and keeping fit and whatnot, you know, and we have different concepts about it. You know, we're told not to get on the elevator because the stairs are healthier and whatnot, and people run marathons. You see people jogging and whatnot. But the thing is, do you know that if you stand for 3 to 4 hours a day, standing for 3 to 4 hours a day is equivalent to running 10 marathons a year?
Wait,
Yes.
standing for 3 to 4
Hours, yes.
10
Cumulatively in a
marathons.
day.
Oh, are
10
you
marathons in a year.
serious?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no wonder I lost so much weight when I was in secondary school. I used to serve
Because
a
you
lot
s-
of punishment.
Standing.
Yes, century. That's what we called it. That's what we used to call it.
All right.
Oh,
So-
but does it actually work?
Well, you know, when it comes to fitness, you know, these things are, I think we need to consult a fitness expert.
Exactly, because we have a lot of people who just come up with ideas they feel counts
Exactly.
or works, you know,
Exactly.
and, you know, in the end, it probably just works for their body type.
Exactly, because that was what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, fine. Well, if what works for this person might not work for the other person.
Exactly.
You understand? Because we have different body types, different metabolisms, and whatnot. So if I stand for 3 to 4 hours and somebody runs 10 marathons in a year, we're on the same wavelength. I mean, like, it's really hard to juggle
actually
these
is.
things.
It is.
But it is a fact, and well, I think it's fun.
Okay, we should actually try. But okay, we sit a lot, due to our job and
Yes.
everything. We should actually learn to, move around more often. Stand more often. But you can't just stand aimlessly. What are you standing for? Kaikatash.
Yes.
You
Just
know,
stand up.
just stand.
Yes, stand. And gaze into the horizon. or something, or something, or do your work standing. I mean, like some people have standing
Yeah,
workstations
they do.
now.
Yes,
you
yes,
understand?
they
You
do.
have standing workstations. Some people have treadmills at their workstations. So I think a standing workstation will work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
all right.
something. It's something
We'll
that you
see
can do.
about
You
that.
can
We'll
stand.
actually talk to management about that.
You can
see
stand
how
and
it
work at
goes.
the same, but it will have to be your workstation first. Yeah, we'll start with you.
Okay. All right. Now this is something a lot of people actually go through, and they, how do I put it? They find it difficult to protect themselves. Talking about eyesight, we were in the age of technology,
Exactly.
and a lot of people are always on their screen. I'm not even talking about mobile phones right now. I'm talking about computers. When you're working, you're always on your screen 24/7. A lot of people have actually developed eye conditions due to always being on the
Screen
screen
time,
and
yeah,
everything,
exactly.
especially when it is dark. Okay, but then did you know that there's a 20-20-20 rule?
Okay.
Yes, a 20-20-20 rule, because when you look at your computer too much, it causes an eye strain, and I've actually gotten that, like, on several occasions. And you have people using screen protectors for their computers.
Exactly.
You have a lot of people using blue light glasses,
Exactly.
for protecting their eyes and all that. But to prevent to prevent eye strain, you should look away from your computer every 20 minutes and gaze at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds.
All right. So
That is the 20-20-20 rule.
So I use my computer for 20 minutes.
Yes.
Then I look away.
Gazing at
something that's 20 feet away for
20 seconds.
For 20 seconds.
Yes.
All right, and then I come back to my computer.
Yes.
All right.
20-20-20.
Wasn't that very good at math, but
No, not 20 seconds. When you look at the computer, 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Look away for 20 seconds, then come back. 20 minutes again, then go back.
But what happens if I gaze at something that is just 5 feet away?
How will you even know if it's 20 feet? Does your eyesight have ruler?
So that's the thing.
Yeah,
So-
but you should know.
How?
You should know. Probably count your steps and, just tag that particular thing and know that it's 20 feet.
So if I work inside a cubicle,
In a cubicle.
yes, that is not.
Yeah, you
that
could
is
just
like.
look away, stand up, and look at someone who's 20 feet away from you.
All right,
For 20 seconds.
So you get to stand that we just talked about.
Yeah,
so you stand for a
exactly.
couple of hours and you get to gaze at something else. That's why I said you
Definitely.
stand up and you gaze into the horizon. So it's not just standing aimlessly and just gazing like that. So
So you could actually look for someone pretty and then gaze at her and, for 20 seconds only. Don't gaze for more than 20 seconds.
well, it's no longer a gaze then. It
What?
turns into something
I'm
else.
telling you, harassment.
exactly. I don't want to get an email from HR. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we know there are lots of things that we can do to protect our bodies and whatnot, and all these little tips I think can actually help.
Yeah,
with the kind of jobs that we do, screen time and all that. Before you know it, for people that are older, we get to find.
There's one particular tip. You're talking about tips. There's one particular tip that I learned and I still use today and it has helped me a lot. And that's if you're working, for a few hours, like it's okay if you actually take a 5-minute power nap. It's called a power nap. And when you wake up refreshed and ready to go on. 5 minutes, just put your head down and sleep for 5. You can actually time it. It helps a lot.
What happens if you exceed 5 minutes?
You should, as I said, set a timer or
and
something.
the boss comes around.
Set a timer. It's just a nap. Power nap.
What happens if the boss comes around and finds you
Tell
sleeping
him
on
you're taking
duty?
a power nap. And if he's an understanding boss, he would be okay with it. Because people get tired.
Yes.
People get fatigued and all that and drained. So talking about, and it helps, clear your brain, your head. Talking about mental stress. It's actually real. So if you could actually take that 5-minute power nap,
Yeah, mental health is something that we actually don't really look at. You understand? We say, oh, we are African men, we don't, but it is something that we actually neglect, and before you know, it has creeped up on you, and something else happens. Well, it's something that we should actually look at. I mean, like, there are lots of things for us to do to be able to keep ourselves healthy, and of course, keep ourselves young.
True.
So that I can stay 16 for the next 10 years.
And then 1 for the next.
Yeah. So I mean, like, in all the things in the world, the fascinating things in the world, around the world, you have mountain ranges, you have ice caps, you have everything like that. What fascinates me more a lot is the ocean.
Why? Because it's like a world of its own.
Exactly.
You have all these creatures. You have. What do you call him? What do you call this guy?
Which guy? There are lots of guys. There are lots of guys out there.
Okay, you have mermaids.
Yeah, you have mermaids and mermen, of course.
Okay.
Yes, and you have.
But do you believe that?
No.
You don't. You don't. It's just a myth.
I think so. I believe so. I mean, like, really, Mami Wata. Seriously?
Well, a lot of people have claimed to,
to have seen them.
To have seen them.
Well, if I see it, then I'll probably believe it. But right now, it's all in the movies. Oh,
I was talking about Aquaman.
Well, that's he's the merman, exactly.
With his trident and everything. You have the city of Atlantis in the ocean.
You understand? So, well, apart from all these things that are actually in the ocean, apart from the fish and everything, and even the kraken, if you want to call it that, there is $771 trillion worth of gold in the earth. Gold in the Earth's ocean.
Who came up with that figure?
Well, I think because I'm tempted to say that they know of, because they can't tell me they've gone through the whole ocean. Yes, well, that's why I said it's an estimate. They estimated. Probably you understand.
Don't make me move to Atlantis. I'll start leaving the sea just for gold.
So you turn into a mermaid for the gold.
Yeah,
and then spend it where? In the ocean.
When I come on shore, I turn back to a human, spend it, go back.
Yeah. So well, they have estimated there's all this gold out there, $771 trillion worth of gold. You understand? But how long will it take you to count to $1 trillion?
Yeah, is that the reason why we have a lot of people going into the ocean for expeditions?
Yes, old
I'm
ship.
tempted to say pirates as well. Do we have pirates?
Of course we have pirates.
They do.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about not all these pirates that kidnap, people in the sea and everything. No, I'm talking about like pirates that we see on TV.
One-eyed pirates with parrots on their shoulders and whatnot. Well, maybe. Since they are other pirates, we could have exactly. So we could have all those pirates as well. So maybe. So 771 trillion. So if you are talking about counting to 1 billion in 30 years, how long will it take to count to 1 trillion? I'm not really that good in math, really.
When we count, we'll come back. When we're done counting. All right, so we're almost done. Just to wrap up. Now, did you know that a group of ladybugs is actually called loveliness?
Oh, I like that.
Loveliness.
I like that.
It actually sounds okay. Why? Because I love ladybugs. They have this really, really cool color, and
yes, exactly.
And I love red.
Yeah,
so,
actually,
and they look really lovely. Do you get
exactly.
so loveliness?
I like that. I really do. So it's the loveliness of ladybugs.
Yeah, and I think they're actually calm creatures. They don't bite.
They don't?
They don't bite. They're just really cool. When you put them on your hands, they just move around and everything.
But they eat.
They eat. They look for food. Yes, definitely.
What if they mistake your hand for food?
Why would they mistake your hand?
They mistake your hand for food.
Why would
what happens?
They do that?
Well, they're hungry. They need to eat.
So
exactly.
Are they carnivorous now?
They could be.
I hear you. Okay, and then on the flip side, a group of frogs is called an army. Possibly because they're green. And then
and they croak. And they croak.
I don't know. No, but why are they called an army? Why do you think they're called an army? An army of frogs.
An army of frogs. I mean, like, really. But these names, when it comes to these things, sometimes they don't really add up. An army of frogs. It sounds scary. Yeah, there are some scary frogs. There are some scary frogs out there. But what's the phobia against frogs? When you have a phobia for frogs, what's it called?
You a lot of people who actually eat frogs as well.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
I know the Chinese, you know.
Even in Nigeria, we can do a story in
I've
Kebbi.
tasted it once. Tastes so much like chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
Frog leg.
That's why they call it jumping chicken.
Frog legs
Not legs, just the frogs.
entirely.
Just.
So how did you have it sauteed?
I think I was in secondary school back then.
So
and
did
then,
you have it sauteed? Was it?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I was in secondary school, and then you know how they come visiting. You know, a friend of mine, the parents came visiting and everything, and they came with stew.
Okay.
You know, and what looked like chicken and stew.
Exactly.
You know, and I had it. I was, it tastes
Fantastic.
very nice.
Yes.
And I was like, this chicken tastes nice. And she was like, no, that's not chicken. I was like, what? I almost puked, and that was the first and last time.
So next time we go to lunch, I know exactly what I'm going to order for you.
Don't. Thank you. Thank you.
I know exactly
so
what
much.
I'm going to order for you.
I'm not interested.
I'm like,
thank you, Ibrahim.
jumping bang bang chicken. I'm like, what you like that? I'm like, go out for Chinese and get some jumping bang bang chicken.
No, I am not interested. Thank you so much. All right. With that, we're done with fun facts for today. We'll take a quick breather, and when we come back, it'll be time for Fairly Odd. Stay tuned.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story. latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
All right, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed every fun fact we brought your way this morning. Right now, we're moving on to the next segment, which is Fairly Odd. And this is where we get to talk about, odd stories, share odd stories with you from every corner of the world. But there's one particular continent in the world that, is known for odd stories. I'm talking about Asia. Yes, I'm talking about Asia. And then if you're talking about somewhere in the United States, once you type Florida in a search bar, Florida man or Florida woman, you find out a lot of weird happenings in that particular state. But away from that, the first story on our list has to do with a black alien, in quotes, who gets 2 fingers sliced off to create extraterrestrial claw. He's actually a human. A human who underwent a lot of surgery to look like an alien. He's a white man, but right now he looks black. He does. He looks black, and he looks like an actual alien. I don't know from what galaxy.
So what would drive somebody to do something like that?
I actually have no idea. I have no idea. And funny enough, he's actually 33-year-old. He's a 33-year-old Frenchman who has radically transformed his body in a bid to transform himself into a black alien. And he actually shares his updates, after getting 2 fingers on his left hand amputated in order to form a freakish extraterrestrial claw.
So he just wants to be an alien.
Yes, he wants to be an alien. He has all these stuff put into his body to make him look, his nose sliced off, his mouth, his lips, sliced off, and everything. His name is Anthony Lofredo, by the way. Yes, and one thing I know, his eyes too. One thing I know why a lot of people actually do this is the fact that they want to be featured in the Guinness Book of Records, World Guinness Book of Records, and all that. I think there's some money to be earned.
Has he been featured?
I have no idea.
How much money will you want to have to do that to yourself?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And they end up spending a lot of money.
Exactly.
On these surgeries.
Exactly, because these surgeries cost money. And how much do you feel you can gain from doing that thing? It's different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Exactly. And still talking about Fairly Odd, we're actually not alone in the studio. We have a guest. She'll be here with us on Fairly Odd and also Gossip Report Card. Her name is Arun Nyanga Elueche, and she is a journalist. She doesn't like when I call her a broadcaster, but she's a journalist.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Arun. Nice to have you on.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be had.
All right, so still talking about this black alien. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, people are different, right? So we live in a world that keeps evolving, it keeps changing, it keeps growing. Everybody has some kind of opinion as to what life is. And the deeper it gets, people start to think that, okay, I think this is my life, this is my body, I can do what I like with it. So, and this guy probably watched a lot of Alien, Star Wars type movies growing up and thought, oh, aliens are cool. I wish I was an alien.
It looks like someone from Star Trek, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And then maybe somebody offended him and was like, these humans, I have to be aliens. And he's gone all out to make it happen.
Powers.
From where?
If he feels he's an alien, then he should go back to his planet then.
Human.
Exactly.
Come in peace.
Yeah, a lot of it is like psychological and mental issues that translate into these kinds of things. Some of them are just pure artistic creativity. Some people just feel they have to be, different. They have to do something different. They have to trend. They have to set a pace of their own. So we are weird humans. Everybody's just different in
wear a
weirdness.
costume, dye your hair.
Exactly.
That's temporary.
Temporary,
Yes.
exactly.
Well, okay, fine. Get a tattoo.
Because, he tattooed.
Those are tattoos all over his
Yes,
body.
exactly. I know that there are tattoos all over his body. Exactly. But why do you have to slice your fingers?
Extreme. He's actually
You
extreme.
don't have to slice your fingers.
There are people who slice off their arms and say that they feel like amputees in human body. Someone has cut off his leg, a woman has cut off her hand, this whole trans thing. So they do these things. So there's now trans abilities. So people cut off their legs, cut off their hands and say, oh, I feel like an amputee in a human body. Just like that. Someone blinded himself and said he feels like a blind man. So he's blind now. So there are a lot of people's minds have been messed up over time because of occurrences, maybe experiences with other humans and all of that. So it causes them to lose a bit of themselves every time. And instead of addressing these issues, that's how they take it out. That's how they...
So and then what do you think people around them do? They support them instead.
So this...
No, but did you actually know that despite, this 33-year-old, this particular Alfredo, guy, he still maintains, in a recent post that he is only 34% of his way through his transformation. So that's why I'm expecting that he might have powers somewhere lying around. All he has to do is inhale, and then he starts to have the ability to command.
Yeah, right. Where is he supposed to get that one from?
Juju.
He has to go. Maybe come and meet 22 doctor here.
Exactly, so that you give him some juju.
My brother, it doesn't last. They last.
So much body, modification, and it has actually taken, a toll. When I say a toll, I mean a heavy toll on his health.
He's likely to have a few of his organs removed. Some people do that. For people to take out ribs to have the perfect waist.
Exactly.
I've heard so many issues with people. It's not just the one. Some people have done surgeries to look exactly like dolls, like real life dolls. There's so many people who have done. He's not the first to attempt that surgery. He's not the first to attempt that kind of surgery.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Some of them don't make it too far. Some of them, don't have the money to complete it.
But to what end? To what end?
It's just how they want. They are just being defiant and resistant to their situations. That's what they're fighting. It's psychological.
So it's actually like a coping mechanism.
Yes, it's like rebelling.
Exactly.
They are rebelling against something. You may not know what, and he may be too proud and arrogant to admit what, but he is rebelling against something.
Lofredo actually explained that, he struggled to speak after having his top lip removed, and mentioned that he also went into temporary blindness after initially getting his eyeballs tattooed black.
They do. Well, those are side effects of such tattoos. People do that. Some people tattoo their entire eyes black.
Yeah.
So there's no white, there's no black. It's all just black.
Did you know that he's also had his ears removed?
Yeah, but I don't know about him, but I do know some people have their ears cut off.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what makes this one a bit more insane is the fact that he has had all this, you just like you mentioned, some people have their hands cut off. Maybe that's the only thing that he did. You understand? Some people tattoo their eyes. Maybe that's the only thing that they did. But he has had all this work done on him. You understand? Nose sliced off, he's removed his lips, removed his ears, had his fingers cut off, tattooed his entire
Has he
body.
cut his tongue yet?
I don't think so. I
know someone who's cut his tongue in two to give him snake-like,
exactly.
reptilian. He has this scales tattooed on his body. He has, he has made his eyes look exactly like reptile, like reptiles. So
weird.
Everybody has my sister spiritual problem. Plenty.
Well, Lofredo has actually said that at a very young age he's been passionate about mutations and transformations of the human body. So he had a click when he was a security guard, and he realized that was his way to go, and he decided why not. And since from then he's been modifying his body one way or the other to look like that particular alien, an alien from deep space galaxy 199857662.
Well, it's scary actually when you look at it.
So this is it for me. There are certain things that are just extreme. But in my opinion, if you wear your makeup and nobody tells you not to wear your makeup or look a certain way, I think he's free to do whatever he likes with his body.
Exactly. Well, when if you talk now, he'll say, my body, my choice.
Body, exactly.
You understand?
Let him, so long as he's not harming anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, since he's doing it to himself.
Just
it's just offensive to the people that look at him. So if you don't want to see it, then
wear a glass.
Exactly.
Walking around like this.
Exactly. if you don't want to be offended, then don't look at him. You understand? So it is actually quite odd, that kind of situation.
So about the second odd story that we have.
Yes. Well, there are lots of things that you can find.
It makes me laugh.
There are lots of things that you can find in the human body. You get shocked or surprised when you hear that.
Okay, like liver, lungs.
Well, those are the normal. Those are the normal kind of things that you understand that you can find. No way you can find when sometimes the contents of a person's stomach actually pumped. I mean, like you'd be surprised.
Yes, I've heard stories of people going for surgeries and cotton wool being left in their stomachs.
Exactly.
Scissors.
Full scissors, my sister.
Yes, exactly. There was a particular lady who a towel, used to.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Left in her tummy as well.
Exactly.
Really
There's many oxygen tank for them to live.
so that's the thing. So, but when you learn that hair, that's brain, and bone are found.
I don't understand. Wait, what?
Hair.
Okay.
Brain.
I know of someone who used to chew hair. Mm-hmm.
Brain.
Brain? How?
A brain.
Whose brain? Chicken brain or what?
Maybe,
I don't understand.
Maybe frog brains. A brain and bone were actually found inside a teenager's ovary.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. I get how that can happen.
Okay.
How?
If she was once pregnant and it was a malformed egg and something went wrong,
No, but if it was
could be there.
egg, then the egg hasn't developed enough to even have a brain or bones.
well, maybe
You know
it just stayed there and stayed growing. Because the only other thing is that they cut the person open and put it in and closed it. It's an ovary.
Oh, she's
the ovary is up here. Like,
Yeah.
it has no business
Because
with your digestive
If it was in
system.
somebody's stomach, I mean, like you'll say, okay, maybe she's swallowed a baby or something, but
It must have been a reproductive
inside a
malfunction.
person's ovary. I mean, like, so they actually thought it was a tumor. You understand? So when they investigated and they went and they brought out the tumor, and that was when they saw greasy hair, skull bones, and a miniature brain.
Skull bones.
Bones,
Skull
yes.
bones, yes.
Skull bones. So precisely skull bones, not like
not
not
like
the brain,
no,
not
yes,
the brain.
exactly.
Yes,
so
it must-
so,
yeah.
so and a miniature brain. Those were the things that were found inside the
it must have
ovary.
been a reproductive
but I've
malfunction.
heard. I don't know if I should call them myths or something. But I've heard stories of twins, who eat up their twin.
So she ate her twin, and all these years, the twin stayed there.
and they somehow, those remains somehow found their way into her
And
ovaries.
you've actually seen people who, when they're born, they come out with extra arms
Yes.
or legs or
Yes.
even like a head, not Siamese twins
Yeah,
or
but
something.
not in
but-
the ovary, and not all these years. That's the point.
Okay.
They should ask the girl, what happened last summer?
Okay, now, well, okay, I know what you did last summer, right? All right, now the doctors have actually expected nothing special when they removed, the nearly 4-inch long growth. But after finishing the operation, they conducted basic tests to determine if the tumor was benign or malignant. But, the discovery of the unexpected elements convinced them, to search, to go. This happened in Vietnam, by the way. It convinced them to go to a surgeon or specialist, and after studying, everything, it was a cerebellum. The cerebellum was actually found in her ovary as well, and they decided that it was actually connected, the brainstem, the connection between the mind and the spine, development of the organ was advanced through the electrical impulses and all that, and they just concluded that she had a twin that didn't grow.
The twin decided to sit inside her.
Exactly.
Yes, it didn't grow. I don't even know how. The unusual growth, I don't even understand. But the twin decided, I don't know, it didn't grow.
She decided.
She put that in my mouth. She put that in my mouth. Yes.
I didn't think there was a vote taken when that happened.
no,
so
seriously.
But I'm
it
not
really was the
understanding.
decision.
See, the point is that when the children enter the stomach, they are there.
Exactly.
Huh? So they are growing. Everybody's growing. You're supposed to be growing your growth. How can you be inside me? I don't get. And all these years.
No, the twin is more like an underdeveloped egg cell.
And then
it started developing as she was developing.
That's why it's weird. That's why it's bizarre.
So call it in my brain, but I'm not calling you.
Yes. No, so the egg cells, the underdeveloped egg cells actually created these tumors, according to what the consultant,
But that's not
said.
Was there actually a tumor, or the tumor was just a ball of these things? Was there a tumor, or the tumor was just a ball of
the ball of the thing was the tumor.
Thing
yes, they saw it as a tumor, and when they went in, then that was
that's the whole idea. Because even we ourselves, we find it difficult to explain these things.
If blood-sucking demon was a person, however,
more like a parasitic twin.
Yeah, because it would have been feeding off her, and all of that. And then my surprise is that in all of these years, there was no point at which anybody even tried to, I don't know, she never felt the pain of it. She never felt, I don't get, it's weird. I would have just concluded that she took in and something went wrong. It went into the ovary, like you have ectopic pregnancies and all of that. I would have just said she went in there. I think went in and developed there to a point and stopped.
I think that would have been a more plausible explanation, than having these twin, somebody swallowing something.
I find it unlikely that she has never had a scan in her life. I find it unlikely that she's never been to, a hospital or had reason to figure out that there's something there
growing inside,
or had an X-ray or something. I find it difficult to believe that never happened.
She's 16. Well, it is Vietnam.
It is that continent. So.
Exactly. So.
All right. So we'll go on a quick break, and we'll be back in a bit. Stay tuned.
Well, welcome back to Daybreak Extra, and of course we're talking about fairly odd. Well, not fairly odd. Some of these things that we talk about are not really fairly odd. I mean, like, they're extremely odd. If you ask me, I mean, like, a lot of crazy things actually happen around the world, and sometimes they leave. It just beats your imagination. You understand? We have incidents of people getting on buses, taxis or anything, something like that, and refusing to pay.
Even in Nigeria,
exactly,
ordering Uber, and getting to their destination, and
and you refuse to pay. Yeah, exactly. Some actually run away.
Yeah.
Some create a scene.
Have you done that before? My spirit is telling me you have.
How can I? Why would you just look at me and assume that a 16-year-old me can do something like that?
You're too young to
do that.
Exactly.
I'm not even old enough to have the app on my phone.
You don't even have the capacity to get it right for yourself.
Exactly. Okay. I'm too young to take a ride on my own. You understand? So a passenger actually got on a taxi, and he refused to pay. After refusing to pay, he actually torched the taxi. So he didn't only refuse to pay the fare, but he actually torched the taxi. You understand?
So you're saying the passenger had a meltdown?
Well, I wouldn't call this a meltdown. I mean, like, a meltdown is mild. You know, yes, you know, we have people having meltdowns, screaming, shouting, jumping out of buildings and whatnot. But I mean, like, seriously.
Okay.
You know?
You know, the passenger's name he's even a doctor. He probably, you know, went through so much, you know, at work, you know, how with the surgeries and everything. And he had a mental breakdown. All right, so Dr. Anjali Ramkisson, you know, was drunk. Yes, and wanted to go home. And it's actually a lady, by the way. And she ordered an Uber, but the driver never showed up. So when another Uber showed up, she tried to hijack the vehicle. So the driver refused to give her a ride, and the doctor flipped out. She swore, threw items, punched people, all while caught on tape. And the incident was so bizarre that she subsequently lost her job and medical license. And yet, compared to the actions of the Hong Kong taxi rider, you know, it actually seems sane. Now, this particular person, what happened was upon arriving at the destination in Castle Peak suburb, the fare for the ride came to $25. That's USD, that's United States dollars. And upon hearing that, he observed that he did not have any money on him. And after asking for a free ride, you know, the driver refused to give this particular, rider, a free ride. And then that was when he just went irate and decided, no, that if he's not giving him a free ride, that no, you know, we'll stay here together. We'll die together.
We'll die here
together. And he got angry, threw tantrums and everything. Before he knew it, he lit a cigarette and set the car ablaze.
You know, if I can't have you, nobody else can. Was a person that would be here. I can't have you, no one else gonna ride.
But you know, this particular taxi is, you know, someone's means of livelihood. You know, why torch it? What happens? Do you even know how much it took for this particular taxi driver to get that car?
The good thing about most of these things is that in countries like that, insurance is a major thing. So of course it can easily just be replaced by the guy who torched it.
Exactly.
His insurance company.
And his own insurance company.
His own insurance company.
But if he has
that
is if he has insurance. I mean,
he has to have insurance.
He doesn't have $25 in his pocket.
Well, except he's an illegal immigrant. You don't move around in such countries without insurance. It's compulsory. It's like tax.
But if
you must have it.
Even if you don't own a vehicle?
No, you have so vehicle insurance, yes.
Exactly.
You must have vehicle insurance.
Exactly.
Very
However, if he doesn't have a vehicle, he'd have to pay from his pocket. He must pay.
But that's the thing. I mean, like obviously the guy is broke. Since he doesn't have $25, let me play the devil's advocate here.
You know, always.
Let me play the devil's advocate here. So he's broke. He doesn't have $25 and he wants to get to where he's going. So he asks.
He should walk.
He asked nicely.
Good exercise.
He asked nicely, give me a free ride. This guy refused to do this.
Who does that? No, nothing goes for free these days.
I mean, like,
nothing goes for free. You're trying to make money. Why would you take him? What if, you know, the ride is from here, as Utako, to, let's say, Maraba?
Yes, it doesn't really matter. This guy asked for a free ride.
I'm not giving you. It's my
he asked nicely.
He asked nicely.
If you lie down, my brother. If you lie down, I don't understand. I said it's my car.
Yes, nicely. Give me a free ride.
If you stay in the booth while I pick
okay,
up
wait.
people,
The same way the guy had the right to ask nicely is the same way the driver had the right to turn him down.
Yes,
so,
it was
nicely
it was his right. So I mean, so the same thing he could argue that it's his own right to protest.
My brother carry placard.
Well, the most important thing is this particular guy was arrested.
Of course.
Yes, he was arrested, and you know, him being broke at that moment, you know, is not even an issue. Do you get? He would find a way to replace that.
He'll be asked to replace it. He will go to court. First of all, they will charge him to court. That's for sure. He would have to replace it. If he can't, he'll go do jail time, and then
he still has to pay for the lawyer.
Will pay.
Exactly.
The other guy's insurance company will not buy the car, but he must serve the time and pay for the car somehow.
Well, there has to be a backstory. I mean, like, you really don't know what.
You know, the funny thing is, you're lucky I don't have your time.
The guy might actually be intoxicated on substances.
Something higher than that.
But the law doesn't care. That's even worse. They will add that to your sentence.
Exactly.
He could just be a broke guy trying to get.
Okay, so because he lost his license, that's it.
My dear Trek. It's called trekking.
I
Have
know
you heard of
that's-
Legady's Bend?
Exactly. If it even makes you healthier, you will lose weight.
Your brain will be functioning. Before you reach there, maybe you have
it has
one
cleared.
in your head.
It has cleared, exactly. Or you've come up with a business plan before you
Yeah.
get home. Yeah, think.
Well, I still think there's a backstory to it, which we don't know. I mean, like, there's always two sides
Isn't
to it.
that a problem?
I mean, like, he's just a broke guy trying to get somewhere.
Tips trying to get
Then
home.
trek.
Exactly.
My
He's
brother
trying to
tried.
get somewhere, and he didn't want to help him.
Well, in the end, it's a mad world indeed.
It
All
is.
right.
It is, actually.
And that's all we can take for Fairly Odd today. We'll go on a quick breather, and when we come back, it'll be time for Gossip Report
Exactly.
Card.
That is
See,
exactly what I've been
Anguluma,
looking forward
see?
to.
Can you
That is
see?
what exactly
Can you
I've
see
been
how
looking forward to.
excited they are? They're
Exactly.
excited to
That is-
gossip.
That is
Oh.
the one that I was waiting for.
All right, we'll be right back.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
All right, welcome back. It is Gossip Report Card, and this is a segment where we bring you the latest trending stories, like mostly amebo. There are lots of amebo gossip mongers right here with me. I'm talking about Ibrahim and Arun. Yes, they're still here. And, it's all we do on this segment. And Like we said earlier, we're joined in by Orun Yanga Elueche. Yeah, nice to have you on the show still.
It's nice to be
here. Okay, so now, first of all, we'll talk about veteran actor Clem Ohaneze, and, there's something that has been going on in Nollywood, and this is not the first time I've actually spoken about it. It's been going on for a while. Most Nollywood actors, all these ones we grew up to know, once they get to a certain age, they start falling ill. Either liver problem, kidney, something has to be wrong with them. They start falling sick, and then they have to start soliciting for funds to help with surgery and everything. So Clem Ohaneze, I haven't seen him in a movie in a really, really long time. He went as far as going for a church service, and he was given 8 million naira from a prophet. Okay, and you could actually see pictures, you can actually see him in tears, which means he'd actually solicited for this funds, but wasn't able to come up with it, and probably resulted that it's the end for me and everything. But he was given this amount, and he felt grateful. He felt really grateful, and he begs to ask the question that a lot of people have been asking: is it that because I believe there's an association? Nollywood, there's a guild. Aside the guild, they also have other associations. They have friends. Don't they help each other? Because you see a particular Nollywood actress buying this amount of house, buying this amount of car and everything. But when it comes to helping each other, nothing seems to be happening.
Well, that is something that. What are those associations for? Why were they actually formed? Were they formed strictly on for professional things, on a professional basis, or were they actually put in place for things like this? Some people might ask the question: these people have been making these movies for 30, 40, 50 years. How come you're broke? A lot of people might ask that. You understand? Where did all his money go?
Wait, is it possible that the way we fans actually see them is different from what it is with them? Because most times they're portrayed as let me say elites, people who are wealthy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I mean. It's I think it's an indictment on the entire industry. I mean, if I can come and be an actor for 30, 40, 50 years, make a bunch of movies, and then at the end of the day, still broke.
Yeah, one thing I know about up-and-coming actors, is the fact that most of them don't even get paid. They do it for the fame, Could it be the same thing? Just the fame? But fame without money?
Years of fame.
But exactly.
But he doesn't quite pay for nothing.
Exactly. Do they pay them much?
So back in the day, from, the little knowledge I have, I'm a thespian, so, kind of in the industry. But I know that back in the day, the pay wasn't as good as it is now.
Okay.
Now you have social media. A lot of these people don't just act anymore. They're either brand influencers, social media influencers, brand ambassadors. So there's more money coming in for this generation than there was for theirs. However, it doesn't mean that they didn't get some good money, because some of them got paid for appearances at events. Some of them just got given money by fans who had a lot of it in appreciation for the work that they did. The question is, what did you do with all that money? A lot of them didn't invest.
Exactly.
A lot of them squandered it. A lot of them were very careless. I'm not going to mention names for respect's sake, but we know some of our veteran actors and actresses who really smoked and drank back in the day and eventually ended up with a lot of these kidney, liver issues.
Yeah, it seems to be the most...
Some of them have died.
Yeah.
Some of them were very careless and lived careless, like drunk driving and all, and died. Some of them ended up with major injuries. So you ask yourself, what did you do with the fame and the money you had at the time? Something happened recently, and another, so it was Baba Fari, I think, who called out Davido.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that.
For
a lot of when I was reading or watching his video, something came to my mind. And as I was reading the comments, that same thing in my mind was in the comment section. Like somebody just spelled it out. I'm like, this is the comment. I like it. I'll look for another like button on the matter. Because when you were wealthy, who did you help?
Exactly.
How many people did you help? There are certain, veterans who will not need who will not lack a single thing if something were to go wrong now. Because all the people they helped will stand in a very long line and be throwing the money. Do you get?
Exactly.
So what did you do? Who did you help? It's like Kanu. Now, after all he did with his Heart Foundation, it's hard for him to go down and nobody pick him up.
True. Very
Do
true.
you get? So you were once famous. You once had the money. What did you do with it? Who did you help? Do you understand me? So that's the question to be asked. We do get that maybe he drank a lot and that's why he has a liver and kidney issue. That's a different story because left to me, if you waste your life drinking and smoking, by the time you fall sick, I will not be visiting
No, because you actually know the repercussion. When you were doing it when you were young, you should actually think of the consequences of
You
your
didn't call
actions.
me. Then I should come and contribute where you are falling sick. I'm not a heartless person. I'm just saying, if you have the boldness to be very careless.
And then if you notice, most of the actors we have today, the new generation actors, there's kind of like a disconnect. They probably never had the relationship with these old actors. So it would be difficult for these new actors to actually, help out.
Okay.
Why not? Why won't you help? A lot of them ended up on the set with these actors when they were coming
Most
out.
of them
Exactly.
didn't. Most of them did not.
Who did they end up with? Because
there's a generational gap.
She said.
I understand.
I don't think that is a
Exactly.
I like that they know each other.
They were there.
No, but is it possible that even when they ended up in the sets with these people, like there was a lot of attitude because these old people were feeling like,
Well, I did hear that this particular person had some kind of it earlier on. Eventually, he must have leveled out because the whole field is open now. Everybody, you can even become an actor from your room. Your bedroom with your camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Hollywood will come looking
For
for
you. Exactly.
And then most of these actors or actresses, they didn't start from a humble beginning, if I may say. They just, got found one way or the other. I don't TikTok. One way or the other. And I don't even know what the rationale is, for getting actors these days. Sometimes as a lady, you just have to be very cute and have the shape and that's it.
Well, it all depends.
You don't have to even start somewhere.
It all depends on what the movie person is actually looking for.
That's the director or
exactly, or the producer or anything like that. Exactly, it depends on what he's looking for. I mean, like there's this movie I know about Antoine Fisher. I mean, like the guy who actually acted in the movie was discovered in an elevator. You just saw him and it was like, okay, this is what I need.
Okay.
You understand? There's this limo driver. This I think is an Eritrean or something like that. He was limo driver. You understand? It was
okay,
driving.
that's the guy.
The process to become what they want you to become.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the guy that
that's
was in Captain Phillips.
That's dark tall guy.
That's
You
Oyibo matter.
understand?
Just leave it.
Not me, we're talking about Nollywood.
No, he was talking about another
Fisherman and all those
Yeah.
That's
fancy
Oyibo.
names.
This one in Nollywood.
It doesn't work like that.
Your skin is very fair. Maybe I've rubbed enough cream.
Sometimes if you have an
And you're
amount,
fine.
if you have an amount of money to give to pay your way into a movie, you can do
So
that.
why would I want to pay to get into a movie?
It's for fame.
No, but this is it, right? One of the reasons I didn't dive into the industry after I finished from school, no offense and with respect to all you wonderful actors out there are some of you, was the fact that I felt they were too unprofessional. Coming out of the system where you know what should be done and then you see what is being done.
Exactly.
You're like, I don't want to be a part of this. And then I went into media instead, which I didn't quite like when I was in school. But then, I found myself there because I had to pay bills initially, right? Then I fell in love with the media and realized it was good for me, it looked good on me. Now, when you talk of the acting, right, there's a lot of, if you're fair and fine, good, you are tall and slim, if you are as big as me, you have to be somebody's mother. I'm not somebody's mother, but I am this big. There are people who are younger than me who are much bigger.
Exactly.
Represent every demographic. Young girls don't all have to be slim, fair, tall,
and
this,
slim,
that.
exactly.
That's one. There's the typing of characters and the typecastings. And in Nigeria, to be honest, it's only just now some people are beginning to pick it up. If you leave me, I would rather, if you had the money, my dear, produce your own small film. Let it be really good.
Short film,
a short film. Let it be good. Let it get the attention it needs, and you will be discovered. Because most times when you depend on these people, they are just looking for who is fine, who has the most Instagram followers, that can promote the movie for them. Exactly. It's a lot of mess, and that's why we are where we are in the industry. Because, to be honest, Nigeria has the gift and has the resources to overtake Hollywood. That's the truth. That's the plain truth. And even with the level, even at the level we are, we're still like number 3 or number 2 now in the world. So, in terms of distribution and sales,
yes,
our
well, I think
population
it's
health.
volume.
Yeah,
Exactly. Well, I think we place more emphasis on volume. You
Than
understand?
quality.
You know, than quality. You know, you have movies being churned out every 2 weeks. The person will produce a movie
brother.
now. The next week he's
Give me
has-
4
he has-
days,
he
you
has
see your
another
film.
movies.
Once something or
You know?
video or something goes viral today, they produce the movie the next
Exactly.
day.
So you understand. So you can
No
imagine,
content,
so you
no
can,
depth,
So you can
no
imagine the
nothing.
thought process. I mean, like a story breaks 2 weeks ago, and I have a movie out today about that particular story. You know, so you can imagine there was no thought process to the casting, the story, the depth of the characters, nothing, and we just churn it out. You know, next week I'm releasing part 2. You understand? Next week I'm releasing part 2, so I can have like a 4-part movie in like 1 month.
We can do better.
We
That's
can.
the truth.
We
And-
can do better.
And that's the reason why we are where we are. Because when you have a system that works, it's set up to take care of certain issues. If the system worked from the onset, all of the veteran actors and actresses will have a way
Exactly.
to be compensated. They'll have a way to, you know how like government workers have this cooperative type thing, right? So that's what you have kind of. So they can always fall back. Oh, I have an issue. And then you have organizations that are, you know, you have insurance, you have unions that really care. If a system works, the unions take care of these
Members,
people
exactly.
because it's become a trend. It's become a trend where they fall sick and now they need money and they need
Exactly.
help.
Every
Because
single
it's assumed
time.
if you're part of a union, I mean, like you pay dues, yeah, to that
You
particular
should,
union.
yes, when
I
you're
mean,
in
like,
need,
so
you should
where
get
are your
help.
dues going to? You know, where did they go to? I mean, like who manages these things? Well, these are lots of things. That
And
we
the
actually
recent
need to-
Nigerian movies, right? Sorry, let me just say this. The recent Nigerian movies seem to have only a set of people recurrently appearing in these movies. I mean, I remember this Zebediah, I've forgotten his real name, it keeps escaping me. Zebediah, right? From the old New Masquerade.
Exactly,
Yeah,
New
Masquerade.
Masquerade, yeah.
I noticed there was a time in recent years where he was being given a lot of work. That's what you should do, right? These people were in the ancient industry, not ancient, not so ancient, but you know, they were in the old time industry, right? And they should be incorporated now. If Clem had a few jobs in the past few years, he would have been able to make up a little
Yes,
money
we haven't seen
that
him
could
in a really long
support.
time, definitely.
You know what?
Maybe it didn't hit.
Kanayo is
Kanayo
only
is
surfacing now
yes.
because musicians
Yes.
and people, Igbo men who really respected him as per, are pushing.
Pete Edochie.
Now they brought him in. I saw a recent
No,
movie.
but I don't think he had never taken a sabbatical, has he?
He didn't. It's
He
just that the
didn't,
new
because-
industry came and
Came out.
kind of
Yeah.
was rolling over the old.
Exactly.
And then he was
what
featured in a few Netflix movies as well, remember? So,
Yeah,
you know,
but
his,
doesn't that-
his
but
career had been
The level at
moving-
which he was placed. There's a way they, how do I put this? You cannot compare, I don't want to go and call movies, you know, but you cannot compare the way certain actors like, and actresses like Joker Silva, who's really good by the way, and Patience Oka have been appearing very, you know, regularly in recent
Oshola
movies.
Sobowale.
Shola Shobowale, and then compare them to these other people, and then it still comes back to professionalism. These people I mentioned are really good.
Yeah, they
they are
are.
theater artists from the scratch,
Yeah. Exactly.
and they are so good. And the recent guys who are trying to catch international attention are looking for the very best. So they don't have a choice. Kind
It
of.
brings us to the issue of federal government planning to regulate Netflix and other streaming, platforms. You know, first it was Twitter. I think you are twins. You should be twins because I don't understand your body language. All right, at first it was Twitter, and now it has to do with Netflix. And you know, according to Lai Mohammed, yes, he's saying, according to the federal government, he's saying, let's just see, because he is a federal government, he said streaming platforms can be used to undermine the country's democratic process. And the goal of regulation is not to stifle creativity, but to create sanity and to encourage healthy competition for socio-economic gains. That was what he said. Now, if you ask
Sorry.
me what has Netflix got to do with it? What has other streaming services? Because for God's sake, you just go there and watch movies. Do you get?
I do.
What? Yeah. What has all these streaming services got to do with undermining the democratic process?
My brother, do you want to start?
Start. Sometimes
Start first.
sometimes it's very difficult for you to understand the thought process behind some of these policies and some of these things that
There is no thought process.
So that is the problem,
doesn't
because
exist.
you find it hard to wrap your head around it. It was beautiful English. Undermining democracy, sustainability, this one. It was fantastic English.
Stifle.
It's not to stifle creativity. You understand? But at the end of the day, what is the end game? You
Am I
understand?
free?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I mean, free. This is a safe, guys. This is a safe space, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do not know why this government is threatened by every single thing. People have a right. First of all, social media, amazing. There's no perfect thing. No government even is perfect. There's no perfect system. The social media is not perfect either. A lot of terrible things go on there. But that's why there are consistent gates. Agree? Do you want this kind of thing? Block if you don't want. Stop if you don't want.
Algorithms
Yeah.
that
Do you know?
actually look at these things. Yeah.
There's gates everywhere. Now, I think I'm going to say this, and this is my opinion, not the opinion of the station. Let me just put that down. I think the federal government needs to grow up. They need to grow up. They need to mature, because you are majoring in all the minor things. I'm minoring in the major things. There are more pressing issues in this country. There are more things. You're just afraid that the youths have discovered social media, a place where their voices will be heard internationally. And no matter what you do, if you refuse to be accountable, they can use this medium to make you accountable.
For me, the problem is what I just want to
That's the
understand.
problem.
What I want to understand is, okay, fine. If you're banning social media, you're saying social media, Twitter and what you can say things and do this and that. What does Netflix have to do with it?
Exactly.
Netflix is a streaming platform as well, right?
Exactly.
Now, they are not just movies, there are documentaries on Netflix.
Yes.
I think some of the recent documentaries that pulled their legs and pulled them out, some of them came out on Netflix. And then if you watch it, it's so, the only thing, or reason I would say that any platform should be regulated by anybody, not the federal government, would be like, it's like you have the Videos and Film Censors Board, right? An independent organization that is not controlled by the government can decide that they want to register. Because I remember Netflix released one movie one time ago, and it was a very controversial movie because it was touching on certain religious issues that were wrong. And they were, this Oyibo mentality of most of them are drifting away from religion as it is. So they were trying to project that. And one religion felt slighted. And it was a major international, world issue. On such things, yes. Whatever you believe, keep it to yourself. But don't bring it onto a platform where I am castigating what I believe in.
Exactly.
That's good. You can say that. But what do you want to regulate again? I don't understand the film I'm watching. If I want to watch horror movies, my movie. If I want to watch bad films, my film. Is it your... The truth is that no matter what they do, there are a million streaming platforms.
Exactly.
You can't regulate all of them. There's even a Nigeria, let me not say it, maybe
It's
their
okay, just
their
leave
mind
it.
will not
Thank
go
you.
there.
Just
There's
leave
even
it
a
like that.
back route. So Netflix.
Yeah.
So if you like,
Oh,
regulate,
okay. Yeah, don't tell them.
Let me
Don't
not
tell them.
so
Just
that they
keep
don't
it
go there now.
a secret.
So the internet is actually vast. It's actually
Yes,
a
it is.
very vast place, and you can't put your hands in everything. No matter how. No matter how you feel, you're an octopus. You understand? We talked about octopus.
It's 3 hearts.
Exactly. And the tentacles. So no matter how you feel, you're an octopus. You can't really go. Maybe just like she said, we should maybe look at these things on a case-by-case basis. You understand? A movie comes out, you feel that it's not. How do I put it now? It's not proper. You understand?
As an adult, you have the right to choose it or not. That's why we're adults. You don't need to baby us.
Then you look at it exactly. You understand? I mean, like, we pay money to watch
Exactly.
Netflix.
You don't need to baby us.
So I really don't see that.
It was just like a case where they said they were going to sanction CNN. I laughed.
All right, please. We'll go on a quick break and we'll be back with more gossip. Stay tuned. still watching Daybreak Extra on Trust TV, and yes, we're still talking about gossip. Yes, we're still gossiping about some things happening around the country, and sharing with you a few trending stories. Now, one trending story that I love to hear is, who doesn't love Rihanna? Who does not love Rihanna? I love Rihanna. I don't know. I just connect with her. If she were a Nigerian, if she was in Nigeria, would have been besties. I know that for sure. But then, hello, sorry. I'm not fancy. Hello. Okay. But then, rumors are going round that, she's been through so much when it comes to relationships. Chris Brown battering her. Her being engaged to
Hassan.
Whatever. Another her being engaged to the prince from, is it Dubai, UAE, and then a lot of stuff going on with her. But then recently she started dating ASAP Rocky. And I must say, and permit me to say, they look so good together. For those of you, for those of you who don't know what they look like or what ASAP looks like, we actually have pictures, that you would actually get to see. So they look so good together, and he's really cute, I must say, and she's very pretty as well. And there are rumors that she's pregnant with her first child. So,
well, allow me to say something here.
Yes, sir.
They looked fantastic with Chris Brown as well.
They did? Did they? Chris Brown was shot.
They looked fantastic.
No, not really.
Well. And Chris Brown, well, there's always two sides to any story. But
Chris Brown did abuse her.
Yeah, he did. Actually did.
But he apologized several times. But he had to serve time afterwards.
But do you know, there's this glow.
I understand. I'm not saying that Chris Brown did not do what he said he did.
So what are you saying, my brother?
Well, I'm a self-confessed feminist. I said that.
But you seem to be defending Chris Brown
I'm not
right
defending
now.
Chris Brown. I'm just being the devil's advocate. I mean, like, somebody has to listen to his own side of the story.
Yeah,
what
he has no side of the story.
It's our side.
He's hanging in the air, no side.
All right. I rest my Chris Brown case.
Side is the side.
I rest my Chris Brown case.
All right,
now,
so as we're saying, yes, they actually look so good together. And I think there seems to be this glow. There's this glow that comes when you find peace, when you're in a peaceful relationship, when you've been in a toxic one and then move into a
You have belly, you have glowing.
No, minus the belly. Before the belly, did you even,
But the thing was, they were friends first. It's always it's an age-long saying that can never be overstated.
Marry your friend.
Marry your friend. Date your friend. Because even when the love is tried and on the hot grill, that friendship holds you guys together. So they met way back, like early 2000s, then down to the performance they had in 2012, and it's been a long time coming. And they didn't date all that time. They were friends. So they already respected each other. They already she kind of already knew who he was outside of romance and love. So it was like, when you meet a person and there's no intentions, you're both real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know if you're an abusive person. I know if you're disrespectful. I know if you treat people bad. I know if you're a thief. If I can't trust you around money. I know I can't trust you around women and all of that. So I already know this about you. And then somewhere down the line, Cupid just blows one arrow.
It just shoots the arrow.
Yeah.
And then you realize, okay, what was I like about this person? Oh wow, this person actually like this.
He's being my friend. Let's just
he has all these qualities I like in a man.
That's right.
Oh wow. So we've been here. So not right in front of me, And then they managed to keep it very low key for a long time. And then it blows up in 2020.
Well, there's this thing that I want to ask. All right, maybe I need some clarity on this. With this celebrity get-togethers and whatnot, celebrities getting together with celebrities, you'll find celebrities dating for like a zillion years.
Yeah,
and then when they get
married,
24 hours later, it dies.
What happens? What happens there?
Because
I think they've gotten too comfortable.
Initially the meeting was to date. Like I said, these people met. How do I put it? It's like you have Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
They're a classic example of this
forever.
thing. And then, because when you're not, we're talking about white people like this thing we're talking about like this is Oyibo man, right? This equality mentality dwells in their minds, you know. And then you have Angelina Jolie and Brad
Please,
Pitt.
can we do Two-Face and Annie?
They met on, wait, we're coming to those two. They met on the set, right,
Yeah.
of a movie and started dating. So it's not like they were friends for a while before the time. So it all started off as a date. And then there's this mentality, if I'm not married to you, you don't own. In fact, you don't even
you can
own
do
me
whatever.
either
You're
way.
still single.
Yeah,
as far as
exactly.
they're
Whatever I
concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you get married, the rules are different. You know, Angelina Jolie could do something and Brad Pitt to say, okay, good idea. When you are married, she's not expected to do anything without talking to him first. But she's so used to it, and then there's conflict. Because you don't define, okay, beyond this point, if we cross this point,
boundaries,
this and this, this and this and this have to be in place. These are boundaries. You know, the divorce was that she said she did not like the way it was handling the children. That was part of it. So, it was handling the children prior to this marriage.
Exactly.
Why did it all
Why
become
it all
so,
changed?
terrible? Annie and Two-Face, well, in their situation, when they initially met, they were dating now. They dated from the beginning.
So
But
they
it's
weren't
different
friends
when you are with somebody just on the normal. Like, you know when you can fall in front of your friend, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was so close. And I know every bad side. You've cried to me, I've cried to you, no strings attached. And then one day we realize it's different. Because even when that love goes sour, or there's something wrong that tests love, because it doesn't really die, that friendship holds it together.
Sure.
Okay.
So that's the problem. There are a lot of issues. They don't define, in relationship we can do this.
So
In marriage
So
it's different.
if we go by this logic now, that means ASAP and Rihanna have a chance.
They
actually okay.
Aside from mental problem, they have a chance.
Mental.
Yes, they have a chance.
A lot of them have psychological issues.
exactly.
That he had a horrible, he had issues with his childhood. His dad always been in jail before he died. The mom and him and his sisters hopping from one place to the other. Then the brother died. The brother he looked up to as a mentor. And then he has dated so many celebrities.
Exactly.
Rihanna, however, is on the low key, right? She's like low key a good girl, kind of. She doesn't have all the scandals and all the crazies. And relationship-wise, she's been very careful. A lot of people haven't come out and said, "Oh, I've had this experience," but she was able to do that with Chris Brown. So they likely have a chance. Yes.
All right. Let's go to the final. Okay, no, not the final. Quickly, a lady who was reported to have been compensated with 5 million naira. I wish it was dollars though, but 5 million naira and a car. Simply because the guy who was meant to marry her ex-fiance, called off the wedding. So she went to court, plead her case, and yes, she was compensated with that amount.
So you can actually do that?
Yes, you can.
The Nigerian law has provisions for that.
What are you counting? Wait, what's he counting?
It's under laws of deals and agreements.
No, I'm just I'm running through some numbers in my head. Yeah, I'm just.
Psychological damage, you can sue for, my dear. You see, the truth is that there are certain systems that work in the country. In as much as we've lost so much faith in the judicial system, there's still a lot of them that actually work. And these are some of them. If you can carry the law and put it in front of the judge, say, "Sir, see the law.
Yes.
It's written."
Yeah.
They don't have a choice but to honor it. And you know the damage that girl have gone through.
So is it only women that can actually seek redress?
No, even men.
No, men
can actually do that. He's counting. He's
Who
still
broke her?
counting.
How many years did she break
I
her?
don't know. How many girls have you promised to marry?
I didn't say anything. I'm just counting. I mean, when did counting become something?
It's like he's counting the girls that we sue him. How much you pay?
So if you could get 5 million naira for every broken heart, I mean, like.
All right, let's quickly go to a final story that's a heartbreaking one, something that has actually been trending on social media, and Yanga is even, arranging herself. A particular story came up when someone posted a story of her 12-year-old cousin that was beaten to death, at a school that cost over 1 million naira. She posted that, and, the college is in Lagos, it's Darwin College, and, saying that they came out, the college themselves came out, a lot of people actually took it, on their heads. You get, so the college came out saying that he actually died on a football field. Like, he was playing ball. I don't know if he was hit or something. He fell down.
Sustained an injury.
Sustained an injury, and he was
died.
And then he died.
He died
but
much later.
So that was the
at home,
official
right?
story. That was the official story.
That was what
Press release.
the press release
Exactly.
that the
The
school
school gave.
came up with, But then, a lot of people realized a foul play because pictures of him when he was sick. Videos and pictures of him when he was, sick, when he was in a hospital, and how he was vomiting and all that, and his mouth being sore, came up, bloodied and sore, came up and everything, and they, realized there was foul play, so they dug deep and they realized that he was actually being bullied, and apparently, before he died, he mentioned 5 names
Of the people who actually
who bullied him, and it was basically because he was asked to join a cult or something, and he refused, and they decided to torture him to death.
This is a secondary school we're talking about.
Yes, a secondary school, and he's 12 years old.
Please let me know when it's my turn.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Are you sure?
It's your
Yes,
turn.
it's
How many minutes do I have?
Because I'm
Just-
actually.
I need
because
to know how
Talk.
many minutes.
Yes, I will let you
Because
know
I'm
when
actually
it's done.
speaking.
Because this matter, I slept on top of it too. How do you, that thing is not a secondary school. Because eventually people started coming out to talk about how they left the school. A lot of students who left the school because of bullying spoke of it. Then you have celebrities saying they've come in contact with these children outside in clubs. These are supposed to be secondary school children. This wokeness is going to put this country in serious problem. Some things need to be toned back down. Now, the school released the statement. That was an insult, first of all. So, because lying to all of us and we're keeping quiet, you think you as a school too can come and lie to us, as small as you are, and then they turned off their comment sections. People were pissed off. A kid, according to the father's report, this boy had been bullied over and over again, and that they reported these same students to the school last term, saying that they had bullied him and were asking very weird questions about his sister. So they had to withdraw the sister from that school.
Wow.
Yes, they were asking him to describe his sister's, Who does that? And then the parents are pissed at them because you kept the kid in that kind of school.
That was what
they said they were considering moving him, but because one of the sisters was still there. And then where did this beating take place? How were the children not able to run out and say, teachers come, something is wrong. Housemaster come, a child is being beaten. This beating did not go on for a short while. This boy was fed a chemical.
Yes, because he kept complaining about his throat and stomach, saying he was given something to drink and, everything.
Yes, his lip got burnt.
Yes.
They must have gotten some acidic content from their lab.
Bleach or something.
And fed it to this kid. And then they threatened everybody else that if anybody spoke, they were going to kill them. And then this boy had a protruding stomach because of so they came in the room, right? And they started flogging him. He was on top of his bunk. And they were flogging him with belts. And then he fell off the bunk, and then they stepped on him. They started jumping on him, kicking him. So they said he had a blood clot in his liver. That was part of what complicated the issues he had. And then his legs were aching. He was aching all over. And then he was basically melting from the inside.
And the boys that actually did this as secondary school boys.
One of them was, do you know that they were escorted, one of them was escorted out of the school premises in a convoy by his parents. His parents came to pick him up. And there are rumors that he has left the country. Because my first instinct when this came out was, keep those children grounded. Make sure none of them leaves this country. Because their parents are influential enough to have buried so much. The children have been reported, these same children, over time by several parents. If they were able to do that, and the school maybe was getting enough money from the parents to not discipline these kids, expel them or something.
Do you know, if they should take the children to the moon, for all I care. One thing I know that is karma would definitely
My dear, no, that's not, that's the problem.
No, exactly, no, I'm just saying. No, because the thing is, wherever this boy goes to, he won't stop this particular act.
Yeah, so I don't believe in karma. I believe in the freaking law. And what
makes you think that the law cannot be manipulated?
That's the point. Now that's why I was talking about social media being a great thing. Because if it weren't for social media, I'm sure that there are a million other issues that have happened in the past that weren't taken care of. We're talking of the girl in Abuja here, Premier School, who died of sepsis. Karen Hachop Apaga or something, right? Where's that case now? Because the owner of the school is linked to power, it seems to have been buried, but it's resurfacing because of this Doen issue. David's case, a lot of people were remanded in jail just after this Doen issue came to. So everything will come up. But the boy, if he has left this country, Interpol needs to bring him right back.
Okay, well, we're talking about Karma. You said it's been going on for a really long time, and they just got wind of it. So the Lagos state government has shut down the school.
They have,
yes,
because of social media outcry, especially from celebrities.
Yeah, so which is a good thing.
Yeah, but that's not just enough.
I know. It's
get
not
these
enough.
Children, interview enough,
and he needs to get justice as well.
Do you know a mom interviewed her daughter, was recording, the daughter didn't know. So it was the daughter who said that the parents came, or one of the kids came and escorted with a convoy and picked the boy up from school and took him away. The same girl also said that another child, another of the boys, ran out of the school. And the parents didn't bring him back. He ran out of school back to his parents' house. You people, lest I forget, people need to stop raising monsters. When I see children and I try to correct them, I try to talk to them, and someone says, oh, you don't tell the person how to raise their kid. I tell you how to raise your kid. Because honestly, your kid and my kid are going to grow up in the same world.
Exactly.
I don't want my kid growing up around nonsense. If you know that you're going to cage your child, no wahala. But if that child's going to roam free in the same world, my kid's going to roam free, you are going to train that child right. Because this is another person's kid who's been killed by the negligence of these parents, of this other kid.
Okay.
Amen.
Right. So, in the end, we believe justice will be served.
Amen.
Okay. So, I think that's it on Gossip Report Card today. Thank you so much, Orunyangai Loeche.
Thank you for
gracing us with your presence. It was absolutely fantastic having you on the show. Yes. And hopefully, next time you will, accept our
come for more
request as well. Yes. So. All right. For now, we'll go on a quick break. But then when we come back, we actually have someone we would love to interview. His name is Omar P. Real name Abdul Karim Yusuf, and he's a musician, he's an actor, he's actually everything. We'll just be interviewing him. But before we do that, let's get to hear a few of his songs.
Omar P is in the building. Richard Rowe, one name. You ready for this?
I'd do anything for you. Buy you diamond rings, take you round the world. Baby, no yawa. I'd do anything for you. Buy you diamond rings, take you round the world. Baby, no yawa, no yawa, no yawa. Girl, I no go let you go. No yawa, just wanna let you know. No yawa, baby, no yawa, no yawa, no yawa. Girl, I no go let you go. No yawa, just wanna let you know. No yawa, baby, no yawa, no.
Waiting you carry be like you did do me something. True love, not a cost pain. This your backside, supposed to get paid. No be your low show, but I know so you be self-made. My heart not a fit for nothing. My heart not a skip for nothing. Make I tell you how sexy you are. Hakuna Matata, Mikasa.
I'd do anything for you. Buy you diamond rings, take you round the world. Baby, no yawa. I'd do anything for you. Buy you diamond rings, take you round the world. Baby, no yawa. Girl, I no go let you go. Just wanna let you know. No, baby, no yawa. No, yeah. Girl, I no go let you go. Just wanna let you know.
You not sure for me, you not sure for you. No be lie, no be one night stand, no be one night cruise. Oh shit. As I don't make money, I must flex with you, baby. Sad. I go buy you diamond ring. I go take you to the moon. Let me be the one to love you. Be the man to love you. Be the man to love you. Baby, be the one to love you. Be the one to love you. Be the one to love you.
Baby, look at my eyes on you. You they give me shiva.
Give me shiva.
You they give me loving.
Give me
you
loving.
they give me shiva. I want love you till the morning. Give you kisses sweet honey. Everything that you be wanting. No.
Yara ya pikia wa day. Na bata so yen Furado no no. Furado no no. Furado no no. Yarinya, me Furado no no. Kekyawa, me Furado no no. Yarinya, me Furado no no. Kekyawa, me Furado no no. Mr. DJ, Simon the Disco. Mr. DJ, Tarama the Ginger. Mr. DJ, Simon the Disco. Mr. DJ.
Okay, so you have watched that, Inoyawa and Farad Nono. So it is actually Living in Style right about now. And like we said earlier, we have a musician, a model, an actor, a business developer, and he goes by the name Abdul Karim Yusuf, also known as Oma P, Oma Pizzle. You're welcome to the show, Oma P.
You,
Good to have you. All right, so tell us a little about yourself, briefly.
Okay, born in Kano, schooled in Kano, served in Lagos. While in school, I was modeling. Modeling chose me, but I chose music.
Okay.
Then along the line, I started featuring in some comedy skits. That was how acting came in.
Okay.
So I did a full project, a full movie project. But then again, it's all about, I will sleep, I wake up, it's all about music for me. I'm a graduate of banking, of Kano State Polytechnic, Banking and Finance. And I'm also a business entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're an entrepreneur and an all-round entertainer.
Yes.
Okay. So that's fantastic. So how do you balance the two?
Exactly. I get this question a lot. The good thing is they all go together.
Okay.
Because the business is more of a entertainment business.
Okay.
Shows.
Okay.
You know, because I started music early with the British Council.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not just all about a platform that you come and do your craft, but you're also being, you know, coached on how to manage yourself as an artist and how to look at the business side of things. So there are just few of us in Kano who got this opportunity. So for me, it's more about talent management and also that same talent services to people who might need them. So that's how we came about with the Kano Guild of Performing Artists, which I'm the founder.
Oh, okay. And talking about the Guild of, so he's also a business developer. He said that, how he balances everything. I also know you own a record label.
Yeah.
You know, how is that going?
Karim Music Empire is going well so far. Because, like I said, after my service, I had to think in a different view with the music and with the entertainment, because I get modeling jobs here, I get music gigs here, I get shows, and I get contact by NGOs and some government agencies to provide some type of entertainment services. So which I decided to come about Karim Music Empire.
Okay.
So I didn't get signed, so I signed myself.
Okay. So you're your own artist.
I'm my own artist.
All right. I mean,
And I have a lot of talent under that platform as well. That
Okay.
I'm growing.
Okay, all right. So you've signed other artists as well, apart from yourself. All right. Well, that's fantastic. So, you grew up in Kano.
Yeah.
You went to school in Kano.
Yeah.
And now you're based in.
I'm based in Kano, but doing your businesses here and there.
All right.
I stayed in Port Harcourt at the time. I stayed in Abuja at the time.
Okay.
It's just all about what is obtainable at a particular period of time.
All right. So Kano is the base now.
Kano is the base.
All right. That leads me to my next question. There's this. Do I call it a myth or do I call it a belief that you have to be in a certain part of this country
You
to
have
be
to
able
be
to
in
make
Lagos.
it? I didn't want to say Lagos. I didn't want to say Lagos,
Oh,
but still, all right.
everybody knows
so now,
that.
now that it's out, that you have to be in Lagos to be able to make it in the music industry.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Why is that?
Because that is where the market is. That is where the whole network is.
Mm.
But meanwhile, the whole, at the end of the day, it gets spread everywhere.
Exactly.
Every weekend you have an A-list artist come to Kano to perform. Every weekend, you know. So it means that you need to create a room for yourself to be known from there. That is the place where the spotlight is. That is the belief.
Okay.
But at the point, I tried my best to serve in Lagos. My first NYC came out, I didn't go because it was Katsina.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, I wanted to change environment big time. So I wanted to see what the Lagos industry has to offer in terms of music, because I know a lot of my colleagues who have gone to Lagos came back and now doing other type of business because they couldn't either meet up with the competition or some things didn't go right.
But should that really be a factor? I mean, like, when you look at how entertainment is right now, we have the internet, we have streaming services. I mean, like, your music can go anywhere. You can do this music in your room, and then it can go anywhere in the world. We have TikTok, we have all these things. And so does it really matter where you are? Do you need to be
Exactly, that's where I was heading. So being in Lagos, I realized that, look, it's not being here. Because I saw a lot of people here.
And still haven't made it.
Exactly, exactly. So
struggling.
you can actually be in Lagos from anywhere.
Exactly, exactly.
Nice.
Nowadays, you can be in Lagos from anywhere. And what I tell my people in Kano is, we will bring Lagos to Kano. Lagos will call us to come and do gigs. And that is already happening. To be sincere with you, is already happening.
All right, so let's talk about your song, Fera de Nono. This is actually one song that brought you to limelight in the north. You get, let's just say in the north. Okay, what was your thought process while you were working on that particular song?
That was my second, when I switched from rap to commercial, that was my second project.
Okay.
The first one was Give Me Something. It created a particular ground, which made it easier for Fera de Nono to enter. What motivated Fera de Nono? Because I'm in Kano, I'm in the north, I know virtually all the artists and everybody, but I wanted to do something that everyone could relate with. Not just in the north, but something that when you listen to it, it reminds you of the north. But when you listen to the vibes and everything, you really want to keep to it.
Yeah,
you understand?
vibe to
So
it as well.
that was how I got my producer involved, and then we did the project.
And did that particular song live up to expectation?
Big time, yes, beyond expectation, as a matter of fact. So it was something that I wanted to do for the fun of it. But at the end of the day, I get calls by different persons that want to use it in a particular project, or how they can link with it. Because I've done different version of it, which was not as my own creation, but as a result of some NGOs or some TV stations. So want to tune the song to a little bit more cultural because we like what you did, or some persons want us to have a representation of it in the form of art, like Poly Alakija in Lagos. So I've done a lot of stuff with it. And
All
I'm
right.
still
So
working on it.
let's tone it down, because this interview is getting too serious for my liking. It's getting too serious for my liking.
Okay.
So what is the weirdest or funniest question you've ever been asked by an interviewer?
A lot, so it's hard to pick one.
The weirdest.
What is the weirdest? Or maybe the top two?
A lot of questions are coming to my head, but
Okay, before you think about it now, who is your ideal musician to actually collaborate with? Do we see you working with, any big artists?
yes, in
Anytime
Nigeria, I
soon.
want to work with Reminisce.
Okay,
I want to work with Vector.
okay,
Even though they have something in common, but they are not the same when it comes to how they do their music.
okay.
But I really want to work with these two people. I want to work with Davido because of his style fits into any type of music that he finds himself in. He's quite unique on that level. But in a general note, I want to work with anyone that is doing great, anyone that is talented and all. There are a lot of new talent, Malay and the rest. They are doing great. If I have opportunity to work with them, of course, I would like to jump on that.
But are you reaching
platform.
out to them?
Yeah, I'm just taking stuff step by step, because I have other projects that I have not really done yet because time was not on our side. Like the Omapin concert that was supposed to happen this year, we have to move it because I had a lot of shows and performances that I couldn't keep up. So we have to move the date. I have other people that I will work together with backdoors. I'm here as an artist, but I have people who are more like the management of Korean music empire. I can't think like a manager. I have to limit myself to think like an artist, so they can think for me on that level.
Okay.
So once all of that is done, my album is coming out mid next year. So before then, we're already making moves to have some of these people featured in some couple of songs.
Okay, you've actually won a few awards, haven't you? Tell us about them.
Okay, yeah, very exciting.
Pride. I started sensing it. Can you imagine?
I've got nominations before. I'll get nominated, but it's Kano. Most of the time I'm in Lagos or somewhere just doing stuff. So somehow I had a belief that maybe I didn't push enough. I didn't show them that I'm from here enough. So like from after COVID, I started doing stuff in Kano. I started making things happening in Kano. Then we did songs, then we dropped videos, then and all of that. So it came with good awards. I got the Mika Award. Mika Award is what's the full meaning of Mika again? Okay, I can't remember right now. Made in Kano Awards.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, which I won the single of the year for No Yawa.
Okay.
That's the video, the single video of the year, something like that. Then recently I got 2 awards from Base Above Concept. It's also an entertainment platform on their own. They do their stuff. But there was an award from that particular concept. So I got 2 awards for Artist of the Year and also Hottest Single of the Year. Funny enough, it was Fura Donono that got that award. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so are we expecting more in future?
Yeah, I got some nominations. I'm supposed to be in Kaduna tomorrow.
Okay.
For. So if I'm able to make it, fine. Otherwise, my representatives will be there. So there are nominations and there are activities which are already bubbling excitedly.
All right.
All right, so if you are not a musician and not a model, what else would you do?
I love business, like buying and selling. I like to negotiate. I like the idea of looking at how to transform 5 naira to 50 naira. So definitely I will be somewhere doing something serious with business.
So that's fantastic. I mean, like it's really nice to actually find somebody who's all-round entertainer, has a business mind as well, doing things that you are doing in Kano, that kind of environment. I mean, like it's really refreshing. Thank you. It's really nice having you on the show. And we look forward to having you subsequently. I love your yin and yang. Yeah, I like that. Shows balance. You understand, you know. So it's fantastic having you on the show.
Thank you so much. I can't express how excited I am.
We know. We can see it. We can see it on your face.
Put 1 and 2 together.
Yeah. It's great.
All right, so thank you so much, Abdul Karim Yusuf, yes, aka Omar P. Yes, he is a musician, a model, an actor, and a whole lot of things, you know, business developer. And hopefully, you know, you would get more nominations, more awards, and we'll get to see you on an international platform.
And we're looking forward to that album. We're looking forward to that album as well.
Yes, we are.
Yes. I hope I'll be invited to the album launch.
Yeah.
Sure. I can worry. I'm going to disturb you.
All right.
All right. With that, we have come to the end of Daybreak Extra, and it was super exciting. I had so much fun. I don't know about the 16-year-old here, but for me, the 1-year-old, I had mad fun today on the show, and hopefully next week we will bring you the same, okay, or even more. We'll exceed the expectation.
Exactly. We'll give you extra of Daybreak Extra.
Extra, yes, indeed. All right, I remain Dasha and Husseina Osman. Thank you so much for watching.
And I'll be Ibrahim Yusuf. See you all next week.